And tonight here, the striking images of Russian forces under fire facing stiff Ukrainian resistance. Drone video from the Ukrainian Defense Ministry showing a massive column of Russian tanks and armored vehicles just outside Kyiv hit in a highly organized ambush. Afterward, a burned-out tank sat in front of a home, the Ukrainians appearing to hold them at bay, at least for now. Mariupol shelled again today after that hospital was struck, under siege for almost a week now. The attacks making it too dangerous for anyone to try to leave. Crews there rescuing people from the remnants of their shattered homes, missile strikes sounding in the background. People lining up for water, most of the city without it, and without electricity as well. The mayor there now saying more than 1,300 people have died, some buried in mass graves now. Proper burials just too hard to pull off. And in the city of Chernihiv, that extraordinary image tonight. The delicate and dangerous operation. Look at this. Ukrainians appearing to defuse a massive unexploded missile using a water bottle. And tonight, Vice President Kamala Harris on a diplomatic mission to Poland. News on those Soviet-era fighter jets. The vice president was pressed on that offer from Poland to deliver those jets to a U.S. airbase. And the vice president on Putin's actions in Ukraine so far, as some leaders in the West already label them war crimes. ABC senior foreign correspondent Ian Pannell leading us off tonight from Kyiv.
Tonight, the Battle of Brovary. Video released by the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense showing a massive column of Russian tanks and armoured vehicles being ambushed as they drove towards the northeast outskirts of Kyiv. Driving on an open road, the Russians were heavily exposed and easy targets. Videos circulating online showed the Russian vehicles in flames. The Russians facing sustained artillery attacks by Ukrainian forces, with tank after tank appearing to be destroyed. The Ukrainians claiming that 2 commanders were amongst those dead, although this can't be verified. The next video seeming to show the Russians then withdrawing. The Ukrainians saying Russian troops were forced to retreat and move to the defense as a result of significant losses of personnel and equipment. Ukrainian forces were also seen driving away in captured tanks. But the humanitarian tragedy inside the country growing ever worse tonight. After yesterday's horrific attack on a maternity and children's hospital in the port city of Mariupol, President Zelensky today saying 3 people were killed, including a young girl. And today, a high-rise building was hit. Even the local fire department in Mariupol was bombed. An attempt to try and evacuate residents failed again when the city was pounded by the Russian military, who only seemed to have stepped up their attacks. Firefighters were seen rescuing people from a destroyed building and working to free a seriously injured boy. The shell-shocked residents have been under siege for almost a week. Today, the Red Cross saying people have no power, water or gas for heating. Mariupol's deputy mayor saying 1,300 people have been killed, with reports of bodies lying in the streets, local officials now forced to dig trenches for mass graves. The bravery and the risks are great. In the northeastern city of Chernihiv, in video released by the Ukrainian emergency services, 2 workers carefully defused a massive unexploded bomb. One person carefully dripping water over it to lubricate the threads and prevent a static discharge that could set it off. Efforts to end the fighting went nowhere during talks between the foreign ministers of Russia and Ukraine in Turkey today. In fact, at one point, Russia's Sergei Lavrov even denying Russia had even attacked Ukraine. In Poland, Vice President Harris met with the country's leader, but sidestepped questions about the US rejection of a Polish offer to send its MiG fighters to Ukraine through American hands. The Pentagon said the US transferring jets could risk a wider conflict between NATO and Russia. Although their advance is being slow, Russian forces are still creeping ever closer to the capital, Kyiv. Today, the mayor, Vitaly Klitschko, saying around 2 million people, that's about half the residents of the city, have left. And he has a warning for Russian forces. Every street, every house is being fortified, he said. Although thousands are leaving the capital every day, some are only just arriving. 3 weeks ago, this was a kindergarten that echoed to the sounds of children playing. Today, it's a shelter for the elderly and forlorn, who've been rescued from towns and villages under siege. Nina Petrovna fled her village of Pusha when it came under intense shelling. She was told to escape immediately. I'm crying because we all love our town and we want to go back there, she says. We're all friends, and we want peace. Nina didn't even have time to bring her medication. Many of the people here arrived with just the clothes on their backs. And in their twilight years, the very least they could expect is a little dignity, to be comfortable, happy and safe. But tonight, no one in Ukraine has such luxuries anymore.
Extraordinary to see the seniors in those rooms where the children were playing just days ago. Ian Pannell with us again tonight from the Ukrainian capital. And Ian, we saw that Russian column hit by the Ukrainians, held back at least for now. But there are new estimates tonight on when Kyiv could be encircled by the Russian forces. But that even when that happens, the capital circled, some intelligence suggesting there could then be a very long fight to follow.
Yeah, that's right. I think the US believes it could take a week or 10 days for the Russians to try and isolate Kyiv, but then a further 4 to 6 weeks to try and control the city. But this is interesting. The slow pace of their advance has allowed the Ukrainians more time to dig in, to build the defences, which you see everywhere in this city, and of course to rearm. And I think it's fair to expect that the battle for Kyiv is going to be the toughest of this war so far. David?
Ian Pannell leading us off again tonight in Kyiv. Ian, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.